Okay, good thing I got my own spoon. They didn't give me no silverware. I don't know who's in here. Let's see if anybody's in here. Who is in here? Hey, Cammy, somebody's up this late with me. It is, what time is it? See if I can see on the other phone what time it is. 11:04 here in New Mexico. Hi, with Choppa. With Choppy Sapa. How you guys doing? Everybody's up. Good evening. So a few people up. At first I was like, well, ain't nobody gonna be up. And I was like, well, I'm tired, but I'm also bored. So I figured, let me get up. So tonight's dinner, I just stopped up the street and I'm getting tired. Hey, Cammy. Tonight's dinner is Spice Bite Restaurant. Breakfast, lunch buffet, and dinner. They are a Indian, like India foods, curries, tikka masala, naan. So I got me some rice, and I don't have my little plate up here, but it's okay. Anyway, I stopped there, and as I was driving, I was getting really sleepy. So I was like, you know what? My eyes are starting to fade. The load's not due until Sunday at 7 a.m. But I'm rolling hours. So right now, Shannon decided it was time to stop. So Trucker Doll was like, I need to stop. Let me put that other light on over there. The cane. Come on, Mr. Light. Usually I can do this with the cane. Hold on, y'all. Oh, there we go. Give us a little bit of light. So I'm gonna turn the truck on because I was gonna go in the back. Can y'all hear me okay? Oh, what's rolling hours? Okay. So if you're not in trucking, as truck drivers, we run on, well, initially when I started, we ran on 3 different clocks. We ran on a 70-hour work week, or 70-hour clock, a 14-hour clock, and a 11-hour clock, okay? Now we run on 4 clocks, so to speak, because the federal government added in that we have to take a 30-minute break after our first 8 hours of driving. So within the first 8 hours of driving, we must take a 30-minute break. So that's part of our clocks. So the 70-hour clock says I can work up to 70 hours within an 8-day cycle. Once I hit that 70 hours, I can what'll happen is hours will come back. So let's say, for example, well, I can give you an example. Let me look at mine. I'll tell you right now. Hold on. Oh, let me do this real quick, y'all. Hold on. I think that's all I wanted. And we're gonna go to off-duty. Check. All right, check. Okay, so let me give you an example. So let me see if I can show you. Hold on. All right, so if y'all can see this. All right, so this is a 70-hour work week right here, okay? And you see off-duty drive, sleeper berth, driving, on-duty not driving, drive time, total on-duty time. So if you notice, you have dates from 5:18 to 5:25. Now, last night I had a date here of 5:17, and I had 0 hours because I probably hadn't worked that day. I had a date here tonight where I'm going to get 4 hours back. But tomorrow night I'll get 8 hours and 11 minutes back. Okay. So these are all the days of my total what I've worked. And what will happen is these will start rolling back into my 70-hour clock. Now, if I get to the point where I can't really drive, what we can do is I don't even have to do any of this. I can take a 34-hour reset and it resets the whole 70-hour clock. Let me turn it around. So I just saw that. Do you usually take... With this company, what he does is when we get back to Lubbock, normally I automatically do my reset there. So normally I'm almost out of hours when I get there, or I'm out of hours. So he basically, you stay 2 days, a day and a half to 2 days there, and you do your 34-hour reset. That's part of the issue that the lady who referred me in started having, because she said that she felt that's what he was forcing. He was forcing you to always work on that. Sorry, I'm gonna turn my steering wheel a little bit so I can use it as a table, so to speak. He was forcing you to work on that 70-hour clock, which I agree with her. He did, because when he met with me, the owner, when he met with me, one of the things he said to me was that he, and y'all forgive me, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, let me do this so I can get this thing. What I can do, hold on, I gotta clean my hands. I can rub my nose, and I hate when I rub my nose and I don't. What he told me, what he tried to do with me, and what I'm sure he tells everybody, is, oh, you know, let me know if you need time off. I can do time off, but you're gonna be back here almost weekly, you know, and yada, yada, yada. So what he's trying to do is he wants you to keep working on that 70-hour clock. Hold on, y'all. I got my hand sanitizer. I should have one up here. If you touch your nose, I'm one of the people that like to wipe my hands. Hold on, y'all. I got a bigger bottle on top. Anyway, he wants to force you into doing your resets as your only time off. So you come in, you reset, you go right back out. Humanly, that's not a good thing. I mean, yes, you need a rest. The way I used to work with my starter company, I would try to go out for 5 weeks, then I'm on 5 days off. And I would have resets in there. But you need home time. You know, you need to interact with people. You need to get out. You need to go to movies. Even if you're not, like me, in Lubbock, I don't know a lot of people there. So, and Grumpy, you know, Grumpy is a hot-ass mess. So I'm not really hanging out with Grumpy, because all Grumpy wants to do is sit in his house. His entertainment would be just sitting in that house all day. He'd be happy if I just sat there with him and watched the same shit over and over again. So, but for me, I want to go out to the movies. I want to, you know, I'm gonna go get me some sushi. I'm gonna go to Starbucks. I'm gonna surf the internet. You know, he'd be happy if I just sat there and looked at him while he slept in his chair, because he's my father's very antisocial. And the more I'm watching him, is because he's weird. The dude is weird. So I realize that. Lamb curry. And I know my truck smells right now like a Middle Eastern restaurant. And I love lamb. And then they gave me the rice with the cardamom in it. And then I got some naan. Napkins. So the 34-hour reset allows you, and I just showed you, but I know it's a little more complex than that. It takes a while to learn it, because when I first did it, it was hard. Hold on. V. Griffin. Many companies would take advantage of you if you allow it, or if you are new. Put it on paper as one of your concerns. People have lives. V. Griffith, are you the one? Somebody told me to go in and had this long conversation with him, and you know, state I'm not going to do that with this guy. And it might have been you. I can't remember. I had a comment, and I'm sorry. I do read the comments sometimes, and right now I'm not looking at it. But somebody left me a comment about meeting with him, going in with all my... Yeah, it was you. Okay, I did read your comments. I did. The reason I'm not doing that, even though in corporate America, I would do that. And I've done it with a trucking company before. I did it with the company out of Oklahoma. I went in because there were safety issues. They were calling during your sleeper berth. And the way I was treated in that meeting, it set a precedence for me. And it's because I've done it in corporate America, and what they did, it was basically, we're gonna keep doing the same shit. We're not willing to change. They were a smaller company, they're growing more now. And I liked the lady who was their HR person. I liked her. She came from Conway. The guy who was her safety guy. But what it was, I had identified problems, and all they wanted me to do was now do this. And they didn't want to deal with the problems. And they also, you know, they tried to switch me over to their dry fleet. I'm doing shit with the dry fleet. And when I met with whoever I was, I said, oh, okay, why don't you go ahead and get me back to Phoenix? I gotta take care of something. Clean that shit off that truck and turn that 2019 truck right the hell back in. This is a smaller company. You could do that too. You could, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they already had safety issues. The reason they called in the Conway people is because they have safety issues. The other one, the Oklahoma company. The problem with you calling in is that you can get dicked in the process. And so at this point, unfortunately, what's going to end up happening is you kind of have to let God do his due, and it'll all come out in the wash. Either A, the Conway people that are coming in that have been hired to come in there are going to clean their shit up, or B, the company's is going to go worse down the drain. When I met with the HR lady, she told me she said we're trying to fix things, but it's gonna take more time. And fixing things sometimes means you have to move people out the way. I do not believe that the HR person was the problem. I believe the problem is people who are preset in management. And oftentimes you'll have the buddy of somebody, or in this case maybe family or the owner, and they may be conducive to really running a business. I think the guy's smart, don't get me wrong. How he's running his business as far as the background, like how we basically sublease to, hey, Smooth Trucking, how, and I'm gonna read that in a minute, how we sublease or subcontract to a company who does the United Grocery Store freight in Texas, in Lubbock. That's genius. And then he uses their trailers to actually do some of his own loads. That's genius, because it's not your trailer, so you don't have to do the maintenance on it. That's genius. He has his own trailers too. And then we have things we do for Tyson, and we take that out, delivering. That's genius. It's very smart. And not knocking him. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he has an old school way of managing trucking. This used to be how they did this crap. Call you 5 million times. Hey, the customer wants this right now. The freight is really hot. You know, they did that dumb stuff. But what has happened now is there's a shortage. People are burnt out on that. It causes accidents because you're causing a stress level. The other problem with it is with the new whole CSA and all that stuff. When you whistle blow, it can hurt you too. They can go back and look at your scores. If you're going over on your logs, I'm going over trying to get somewhere to park. You know, they're going to go and they're going to rotor-root that company, but then they can hit your scores too. It really, unfortunately, where it should help us, it has hurt us in trucking. And this dude right here, you know, he's going to have to, I don't know if he'll ever learn. He's kind of like Grumpy. You know, some people get it, some people don't. You know, I hate to say it. It's like Grumpy. Like I tell Grumpy, you'll either get it or you get it. Meaning you'll either continue to bump your head until you die and you keep getting the same knots in your head, or you're going to get your shit together and change what you're doing. It's a catch-22. Stuffed naan. It's got onion stuffed in it. Onion and something else. It's really good. Let me read what he said. Right. There you go. Smooth Trucking just told you. And so it's like banking. Like, okay, so for example, I work for Wells Fargo, right? I worked for them during that sales crap they were doing, that illegal sales, and they were forcing people into stuff. I worked for them doing that. Very micromanaging too. I didn't last long because I had worked for a Fortune 500 bank in management, and I knew what you're supposed to do right, and I knew what they were doing wrong. When I left here, the lady who I'm friends with still, she was my supervisor at the time. She called me her mentor. I got more management experience. I also mold her. Me and her got into it about the micromanaging thing. But I'm gonna say this. This is where the keys to the kingdom come. I told her. I said, hold on, I'm looking at these hours. I told her, I said, look, you basically are going to, you guys can get sued for what you're doing. I said, and I'm not going to report anything. I don't need to report anything. But I'm looking at this. I said, this micromanagement and forcing people, because what happens is people are going to be forced into doing stuff because they're chasing the money, okay? And they were giving these folks bonuses in order to sign up these accounts. So of course you're gonna have people sign up, and they had to also meet a certain number in order to keep your job. Okay, let's just go there. So it set almost a precedent in order for people to do all sorts of shenanigans to sign people up. Well, I left because Grumpy was here at the time. Right around the time he retired, he's like, well, they want to move you up. Yeah, she did. She told me, she said, I have plans for you. You can have all the plans in the world you want for me. I don't want no part of this. It was funny because I was on the phone, was it yesterday, and I was talking to the lady who referred me here. And she quoted a Bible scripture, and it's a very popular one. Everybody named Mama should know it. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his eternal soul? You can gain all this money. You can gain all the materialistic stuff, and in the process sell your soul to corporations and companies just to get $1. Hence that boy going down that damn grade and killing the people. And there's a new one as well. There's a brother who just killed a family of 4 in the car. I'll see if I can find it and link it below. I put it on the Trucker 411 channel. He rammed into a car. I think he pushed that car into another truck, killed the entire family. It's a black guy. What does it profit you? What does it profit you to make all this money out here and kill somebody's family in the interim, chasing $1 or doing shenanigans for these companies? So that's just like when the owner came back to me. I don't mean to be an asshole, but you're not gonna tell me, oh, why didn't you drive? Because this is as far as I can drive. There's nothing else, and you're not going to put me in a position where I'm getting tickets down in Los Angeles, parking on the streets, or putting me in a position where it's dangerous for me, because there's some ghetto ass truck stops down in LA. Normally though, it's a lot of the Latino or people from India or other countries who actually own and or park at those, and they hood as hell. Anyway, in hell. I'm parking down there. So the closest 2 truck stops prior to me getting to Los Angeles happened to be Barstow and Hesperia. If you can't get to Ontario by 6 o'clock, that bad boy is full. And you're going to have all sorts of shenanigans trying to find a place to park. I look at things differently. So reporting them, sometimes you got to leave things in God's hands. Sometimes you do, especially in trucking. If it was a corporate situation, trust me, my last corporate job, I had to go talk to I hate to say the white folks, some of y'all might be white, to get some people to roll out, because I had somebody put hands on me, physically put their hands on me at the job. And I had to deal with upper management who did nothing And then the lady who came in, another lady who came in, she started interviewing us because she saw things wrong with our department. Honey, I laid it all out, and they rolled almost every last person up out of there. Took her time. She rolled them all out. That's what y'all saying. It's not money's not everything. It is something. But I believe you can get money without sacrificing everything. You know, and that's unfortunately, this is actually good. I'll be back there again. This is actually a good little place. Unfortunately, too many people will. They will sell their soul for $1. Go out here and drive 100 miles an hour for $1. Go over hours for $1. No. Chasing dollars. When I was at a company in Utah, and at the time I worked for them, they let you go over hours without any repercussions. If you don't make it home, or you make it home behind a jail cell, well, come on, preach that. Because I used to tell my students, I was like, look, my goal is to get home. Now, if you kill somebody out here, you might be alive, but your home gonna be a jail cell. And let me know how them dollars work in jail, because you don't make them there. You make slave wages in there, like 25 cents to be a cook in the kitchen, or out there cleaning up the side of the road. So, no, I tell students that. I said, you can sit here and race to the finish all you want to. You got to do this as safely as possible. And that's always my first thing, is to be as safe as possible and to get home. That's it. If we can do them two things, we good. You know, I try to be timely, but I'm not going to go through no shenanigans getting a load somewhere. So right now, Trucker Bill talked me off the ledge, so I'm going to go back. Unless he say something crazy to me. But I'm already prepared. He said the wrong thing. We go, oh, okay. No, I'm going to be calm. Here's your key. Here's your fuel card. I'm going to handle stuff with my family. Thank you for the opportunity. See, 90 days to me is also for you to assess them. And I think he's backed off a little bit. I don't have, like, the phone calls ain't happening. I ain't getting a lot of messages. A lot of the text message, all that shit has diminished. I warned them. I did. I tried to warn them. We had a situation with Restaurant Depot in Oakland, and I told them, I said, look, I'm gonna let you handle this. I'm trying to tell my personality. I'm gonna let you handle it, because if I handle it, if Shannon handles it, y'all ain't gonna have that client no more. Or they ain't gonna let me come back here. Because he about to open up a casket and a whole dead woman is gonna come out, and he ain't gonna like who he meets. I said, I'm a very nice person, but there's a whole other side you do not know. I love Jesus all day long. I do. I truly do. But you come at me the wrong way. It takes Jesus to hold me. That company I work for, that with the person with the hands on me, child. I had a coworker of mine who told me, he said, you have to be Christian. He said, because he was a witness. He said, and I mean, they didn't punch me, but they grabbed my hands and lifted them off. They did some physical shit. And, I mean, there's a lot to the story, but ultimately that should never have happened. And they were in a middle management position, unless it's a hot ass mess. He told me, he said, I would have come in here with my gun and I would have blown this person away and I would have blown that person away. Now, he went to a whole nother level. I'm still trying to wrap my head around. I done worked over 40, I'm 50 years old. I started working when I was 15. So I done worked over 40 plus years, or 40, yeah, 30, 45, 30 plus years. And this is the first time. Hey, Dark Star. Hey, Jose, what's up, man? This is the first time I ever went through that. I'm like, oh no, no, So, yeah, I've learned some vital things in working in companies. But trucking companies, if they gonna change, they gonna change. If they ain't gonna change, they gonna stay the same. Keep doing the same shenanigans until something happens. They gonna get it or they gonna get it. So, he gonna get it or he gonna get it. They just went through a DOT audit. I don't know what that, that, I guess Bill said that can be random. So I don't need to report anything. I'm dead, honey. It'll all come out in the wash. And he could have just been testing the limits. Y'all, this is damn good. Spicy bite. Oh, I got some chai. I have some chai too. I don't know anything about double brokerage. Actually, I don't know anything about brokerage at all. I would like to know. So, one of the hosts on 411, he is financially stable. He has his own commercial business in contracting. And he has asked me to partner with him when he gets ready to open his trucking company. Now, partner in the sense of, I don't know if it means drive for him, which is not really what I want to do. If it means partner, I'm like owning my own truck or doing a lease purchase, something like that, or something like that, that's something I wouldn't mind doing. Or if he's saying, hey, if you can come in with this much money, then you have a percentage of the business. I don't know what that would be okay too. My problem is he's doing dry loads. I'm not a dry load person. I could do it, but what I would do is probably do lease purchase, and I would hire somebody to drive the truck. And then I would look at what he's giving percentage of load, and we would go that route, and I'd probably give the driver like 25% or something like that. And then just drive the truck. But what I would like to do, if I go that route and start getting into the point where I'm in a business arrangement like that, when you bring up the brokerage part, it is something I am very interested in, because I believe you really need to understand the background of it in order to be successful in having your own authority in your own business. Now, he's going to get his own authority. I would run under his authority if I decided to do that. That is an option. Most of it would be based on what he's looking at getting in. It would all be drop hook anyway. I could do that as dry van. But like I said, I can't explain it. I just really like reefer. I have a pattern with reefer. Like every time I get in this truck, I check to see what the temperature is. I check, it's just habit. It's just a habit for me to make sure no butthole pull change the reefer temperature. I have a certain methodology to how I drive reefers. And it's just like, it's methodical for me. Dry van, you could have it, but just drop and hook is real simple. There's nothing else to it. As long as I ain't got a car climb up in the back of the van, I'm cool. My thing though is that he's looking at, I know it has something to do with paper. So if it does have to do with paper, you could either be doing recycled or rolls. Recycle means you got to get your ass back in there and sweep that shit out at the end when they do recycle. That is a concern for me. So that's why I'm more of a reefer person than I am a dry van person. With reefer, all I do is go and drive my fat ass up to a wash back and drive through, and they wash it out, pay them, and go my way. Very simple. Nothing difficult. But I do want to learn the brokerage part of it. Okay, what are they going through? Hold on, let me read this. Hold on. Do you know anything about double brokerage? Okay, I'm only asking because that's what my company is going through, which is causing them to downsize. Okay. Why are they? Explain to me why they're having to downsize because of double brokerage. Oh, if he comes to me, V. Griffith, and he like says the wrong thing, I already know what I'm saying to him. That's already gonna be a done deal. I already know I'm gonna explain to him, and I'm gonna explain to it in, excuse my French. So a lot of times, and I haven't smooth. I'm gonna address you. Give me a second. Let me hit V. Griffith, but I'm gonna come down. I haven't. So we have to be careful, and I'm gonna say I'm somewhat proud of myself that I didn't flip out the way I could have flipped out when I was working at Aetna, which is where the girl laid hands on me at. And I could have, we could have went into a whole physical fist fight up in Aetna. I didn't handle it that way. And again, my dad like, why you want to bring the white people into it? But that's because he's country. But that's exactly what I did. I went the corporate route. And what a lot of times, especially in corporate America, we have to be careful about going the ethnic route, which means like we in the streets or in the hood and going the straight, I hate to say the nigger route. It's just straight craziness. You can't do that in white corporate America. Also, that's what they want from us. That's what they want from us, okay? They want us to act a fool. And it's just like I was listening to talk radio today when they're talking about Obama being in office opposed to what we have right now, and how we know that there was a segment of America, a predominantly white segment, that wanted him to be, he broke all of what they thought were going to be stereotypical of a black family, ghetto, hood. It was like my dad, I wish Michelle Obama would dress up more. He want her to look like, some hood chick and blingy stuff. I was like, bro, we can't come up in there like that, because that is not the standard. And honestly, that standard is stupid even among our people. We're wasting way too much money with the bling and all the BS. When you see a lot of these superstars get up here, they don't, excuse me, I've got rice coming out. They don't get up here. You look at some white superstars, George Michael, for example, one of my favorites, right? I just seen with the big dookie gold neck chains on his neck, platinum, grit. He didn't do all that. He had a classic look. And as you see some of these hip hop stars mature, you start seeing like a Jay-Z in some sense, and I'm not a Jay-Z fan, but you start seeing him wear suits. Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy, whatever the hell they call him. You see him in a suit because we have to move beyond the hoodness in order to do business. Because we're now doing business on a bigger level. And what they expect from us is what you're going to get. If you come the Negro route, if you come the nigger route, that's what they want. I'm not going to come to him like that. That's why I told the lady, I said, I'm not going to go. I said, I'm going to have a come to Jesus meeting. Now, I might be stern, but when I get through with you, you're going to feel me. And you can just feel me and go away. So if he comes to me in any way, oh, you was late, let me explain to you. Number one, my first goal is to, and that's what I told us, the guy who brings me in, the other guy who was the driver, he left me alone immediately. I said, first of all, I'm not out here trying to kill nobody. What you calling me and all that's bugging me, that's causing stress. So that really needs to stop. My goal is to get your load there as safely as possible and timely as possible. Safety first, then timely. I'm gonna try to be there on time. I'm usually here early. You already see what my pattern is. But there are situations when I'm not going to pull a rabbit out of a hat, meaning I'm not going to go over hours to get your load to XYZ location. I'm not. It's not realistic. It's just not. So, and if that's what you're looking for, The 90-day rule, that is a both side rule. That applies to you as well as to me. I review y'all for 90 days, you review me for 90 days. And what it's telling me right now with this conversation, I most likely am not a fit, because I'm not going to go over hours. I'm not going to do shenanigans to get a load there. I'm going to use my available hours. I'm going to drive as safely as possible and do what I can to get your load there timely. That's what I'm going to do. And if I do go over hours, it's usually to find a place to park, or I'm going to have to be dang close to the customer. Like, I went over about a couple of minutes going to a customer because the customer is literally right around the block. That's it. But I make that decision. You're not going to make that decision, nor are you going to harass me into that decision. You're not. So we're going to have that kind of come to Jesus meeting. And I straight up tell him, I appreciate your time. Your equipment is stealth. Your trailers are beautiful. Better than the last company I was with all the broken stuff. But unfortunately, I'm obviously not a fit, because you're looking for something I'm not going to do. And you're doing something I don't like. So we're at a stalemate. Thank you for your time. Thank you for beautiful equipment. Done and over with, because they're not the only company on the planet. Actually, I have somebody who's calling me from another company, and it told me, let me know, because if things don't work out there, your record is clean. Okay. So that's why I tell people it's not. And I also have an option to work from home. If I want to work from home, I apply for this thing with a financial company. Only thing is, I don't want to be in that house with Grumpy. And right now, that would be the situation because of where I'm at. Transitioning back to Arizona would mean trying to find an apartment, having a certain amount of money, getting some things set up, and all that's going to cost about $3,000 to $5,000. And I don't have that right off the top of my head right now. So, I don't want to be in the house with Grumpy, so I'll continue to drive for a minute. Okay, so Smooth, if the brokers don't want to give you loads, it sounds like either A, y'all were late a lot, because at least what I understand, you were late a lot, or your company's trying to get too much money to do the load, and the brokers aren't willing to do the load for whatever the money is that your company wants. And usually, if the broker don't want to give you loads, because there's freight. My understanding is that for every truck out here, there are 6 loads sitting waiting for it to deliver. Okay, so there's freight. So it sounds to me like either A, y'all service wasn't good. Well, it could be a couple different things. It can be service, it can be safety record, or it could be what your company is trying to get for the loads, how much money they're asking to do the load. I mean, that much I understand about brokerage. What do you mean, Jose? Too many mouths to feed. I'm lost. Do you know the reason, Smooth, why they're saying they won't get the company? Because that double brokerage, I'm not understanding. Unless they're saying you guys are double booking some loads. Like I said, it could be a service thing, meaning you're trying to do too much freight and not servicing it right. So that might be what they mean by double brokerage. Got you. Okay. So that's what, remember I told you, it's either your something with the record, something with safety. Safety is usually it. Service is that you're not getting the loads your own time. And then so there's something that transpired that made them, and so usually it's service, and the service doesn't always. A lot of people think service just means delivery. Service could mean the attitude of the drivers when they get there. Service could mean your equipment ain't in good shape. Service could mean a lot. Okay. Well, just one driver usually shouldn't do it. But depends on the brokerage firm. Usually it's a series of stuff. Not just one driver, unless this is like some small little ass firm. What year was the truck? How big is the company, Smooth? That's really the first question. Is how big is the company? Y'all be back here. This place is good. Usually Indian food places though, I ain't been to too many that's nasty. They season their food really heavy. So if you like Indian spices, it's hard to find one that ain't on hit. And if they are, then it's usually what I find with Indian restaurants. It just depends on if they got good customer service or not. Because sometimes they don't know how to. If they from India, they not all that friendly. Some of them. Okay. I like the company too. I was in a 2013 Volvo 13 Speed. Okay. He had 7 trucks. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so it's a small company. Okay, so I got it here. Okay. So he was dealing with the broker. Now I understand. So he was dealing with a broker. One of the drivers, sounds like they messed something up for him. They got a bad review from the broker, and he probably had a certain customer base. It's just like what I told the owner, you know, hey, you gonna have to handle this, because if I handle this with this restaurant depot, they ain't gonna let me come back up in this piece, because this guy is an asshole, you know. So I get it. So he was probably had a account, but they're not the only broker. The problem is that's one of his problems. He should have other broker relationships in case something falls through. So he's done. And you've been with them how many years? How many years were you with them? Well, I'm the only black female from what I understand. Smooth, how many years were you were you with him? Okay, so it's pretty much not even a full year. Okay. Well, what part of the country are you in? Plenty of jobs in Cali. Girl, plenty of jobs in Cali. Yeah, plenty of jobs in Cali. You're fine. That's not what you're going through is, to me, not unusual for a small company. Trying to get that longevity, and I need to really do that interview with Nikki, because Nikki had gotten her own authority and what she went through just to get it set up. So if anything goes awry, the money it cost. In this case, if he doesn't have that money flowing in with the broker, that's you know, because he can't broker deals, because they won't broker with him anymore because of whatever the reason is. I don't know if it's just only that driver or other stuff too. That's why you got it. You really, and you also have to, and that's where I think that might be what Jose meant, was too many mouths to feed. When you have a small company, their first priority is going to be themselves, because that's the first they got to take care of their bills, their house over their head. That's probably what Jose meant, because he had worked for a private owner out before. And this company, I think he's got about 100 some trucks at minimum. Okay, he's doing good because he's supposedly building a new terminal, which he needs. Hopefully, he'll get one with a shower and some freaking laundry. Okay. But his bigger problem, like I said, he really should not be the dispatch person. He needs to hire somebody who's better people person. It shouldn't be him. He needs to watch the background. Since he wants to be a control freak, he needs to control all that shit in the office. And let the office people interact with the drivers. But for you, you got plenty of job offers out there. There's plenty of jobs out there. Well, I'm not a fan of 1099 either if you're a company. But right now with the 1099, you can at least write off. You should be able to write off expenses if you did it as a contractor, as like a business contract thing. Set your own business name up. And then I would have him pay me through my business name. And then you do your tax write-offs. Because what I've been informed is under the new tax laws, you can't write off other drivers must be asleep because we're starting to get drivers here. I'm at an Ambest Casino Park in Route 66. The other route, there's another Route 66 I usually park at down the road, closer to Albuquerque. But I started getting so tired, I was like, I gotta get off the road now. Because I started, my eyes started, And my niece's cousin he just died out here. And I'm sure, I have a feeling it was because either he fell asleep at the wheel, she said something malfunction. He probably rolled a truck or jackknife, whichever, probably rolled it. I didn't ask all the details. She said something malfunction. And the only thing I can see out here is your brakes go bad, or you're going too fast in the wind, or we got blown over. But yeah, I'm not a fan of 1099s, but right now with the new tax laws that Trump put in, we can't write off our stuff like we used to. I just found that out. So 1099, if you have a business account set up, it's a business name, then I would go ahead and have them pay me under my business name, or make sure that the money deposits into a business account, and talk to your local bank, and then I would do my write-offs that way. So 1099 might not be a bad deal. But I wouldn't at least purchase a 2013 truck either. That I wouldn't do. What do you mean changes? You talking about the taxes? Yeah, they're asking them to have big insurance now. And hold on. B. Griffiths, when you talking about the taxes will change back? Is that what you're talking about for truckers? Okay, well, I got some of this for tomorrow for breakfast. Had to defrost the refrigerator today. So I picked up one of those insulated bags. And I'm doing, before I go to bed, I got to do a bleach out of it. I have some bleach spray. I don't see him changing those taxes. Not anytime soon. He's going to have to get out of office. It's funny because a lot of the people that voted for him, especially truckers, and farmers, they're getting dicked over. They're getting dicked over royally. And like I said, I know God puts people puts people in position. This is one of the ones He said, I take the dumb things to confound the wise. I'm like, Lord, I'm confused. You say you place kings. Why did you place this individual there? But some of it I get. Some of it I'm like, you know, this dude is special. he's touched. And I said, some of it I see. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, I need to park here more often. They got security to ride through here. Okay. That's all right. This is all right. Okay, this is a good truck stop. Yeah, the rest of this is gonna be for in the morning. Very good. I have certain foods I love. Not at truck stops. No, the only ones. Now I've seen security at the Petro Ontario. They ride the yard, and I've seen security the first time because I saw somebody with flashing lights. I'm like, why is he flashing his lights? And it says security. But it is a casino across the way. But you know, that much is good. So right now I'm okay. I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm getting ready to get back here. I gotta wipe the refrigerator out, pass out. Smooth. Gonna pray for you a better trucking gig. Be gritty. Yes, that's all that Ninja does is lie. But him and my dad do remind me of each other. Two grown little boys. Grown little boys. I don't know if y'all saw the one today, and then I'm gonna get off here. Where he said he's like he's some kind of genius. I'm like, this baby right here. And Nancy Pelosi, she just he dumb. He's dumb. But I'll talk to y'all probably sometime tomorrow. Get ready. Y'all see the bags on my eyes? I'm getting ready to go pass my hell out. Cammy, hold on. Make sure I answered all the questions. Hold on. Yeah, I think I got most questions. All right, Cammy, no problem. You guys have any questions, y'all just hit me up at truckerdoll@gmail.com. I'll put comments below. I try to read the comments. Not too many comments I've missed, so I try to read most of the comments, if not all of them. That's how I remember V. Griffin telling me to go in there and have that nice little conversation. And you know, I did that once in trucking, and now I'm like, okay, I saw the outcome of that because Smooth said they ain't gonna change. I'm gonna keep doing the same shit, isn't it? Okay, as I told my dad, if you don't want to change, you will get it. He still, I mean, right now he done took out a loan. He cut his nose off to spite his face, because once you go through that money, you still got to pay that back. How you can get another loan to keep doing your shenanigans? Because he's still eating out. I went around the corner and go, oh, okay. Yeah. I ain't said nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. You're not working, Playboy. You need to. You have to change your ways. But, you know, and he don't have to cook for himself. He can go get frozen meals, but he won't. So, anyway, I don't want to get into a ninja conversation tonight. Guys, be blessed. I'm going to get back here and wipe this refrigerator out, and then I'm going to pass the hell out. And then, like I said, I should be in Lubbock sometime tomorrow. I was hoping to get closer to Santa Rosa, but this is okay. I'm waiting for hours to roll back, and I was like, yeah, I'm starting to get sleepy. Let me just go on a park here. That way I'll have hours, and I'll have enough to get, I should be able to drive right in there tomorrow. 2 and 2.